To Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. I'm your Thursday show host, Skylar Angus Barker. We've got a great show coming up with some information about Bernard Tessman recalling designing the Stennis Space Center, and Simeon Gates with Abigail Troth reporting on the controversy surrounding USM Provost candidate. Don't touch that dial because Sandra Williams will share some things that you don't want to miss.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mississippi Beverages. Mississippi Beverages provides water, water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mississippi Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mississippi Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online. Sponsorship comes from American Graphics. Located at 8 Commercial Warehouse Drive in Hattiesburg, American Graphics provides custom screen printing and embroidery. They can be reached by phone at 601-602-2277. And the website is goamericangraphics.com. American Graphics, printing at its finest.
In USM campus news, documentary film screening still working 9 to 5, May 5th at Southern Miss. The School of Leadership at the University of Southern Mississippi will screen the award-winning documentary, Still Working, 9 to 5, on May 5th at the Fleming Education Center Auditorium on the Gulf Park campus in Long Beach. The public is welcome and admission is free, but reservations are necessary. Still Working 9 to 5 explores the barriers to success for women in the workforce and society, and the progress that has not yet have been made since the release of the original blockbuster comedy 9 to 5. USM student protest provost candidate. Dozens of students gathered in the free speech zone on the University of Southern Mississippi's campus, protesting a finalist in the school's search for a new provost. However, Dr. Lance Nail, one of the 4 possible candidates, is at the heart of the controversy on campus over his alleged involvement in various scandals during his time as dean at Rawls College of Business at Texas Tech University. The collective response really from students is what we're shocked that he made it this far with this in his history, said Emily Goldsmith, a USM English graduate student. We feel like USM doesn't need another scandal. It doesn't look good for our campus. In Hattiesburg news, Governor Reeves signs a series of pro-mom, pro-life legislation. On Wednesday, Mississippi Governor Tate Reeves announced that he signed a series of pro-mom and pro-life legislation. The legislation strengthens Mississippi's adoption system, increases support for pregnancy resource centers, establishes a foster parent's Bill of Rights, creates a task force focused on improving adoption and foster care systems, improves the Department of Child Protection Services, and gives the agency the largest budget in its history. Reeves goes on to say Mississippi will always protect life. Our state will continue to be a beacon on this hill, a symbol of hope for the country and a model for the nation. Mississippi will be relentless in its commitment to life. In Mississippi news, a federal judge orders Mississippi to add a religious exemption option for school vaccinations. 7 families filed a challenge in federal court last fall, arguing their First Amendment rights are being violated because the state of Mississippi isn't offering a religious exemption for school vaccinations. I remember thinking, the air in Mississippi smells freer today, said Mary Jo Perry, Mississippi Parents for Vaccines Rights president and co-director. The Department of Health provides a different perspective. The Mississippi State Department of Health continues to support strong immunization laws that protect our children. Beyond that, it is our long-standing policy that the agency does not comment on pending litigation. In national news, murder charges for 2 teens in Alabama Sweet 16 shooting. 2 teenagers have been arrested and charged with murder in connection with a shooting that killed 4 young people at a Sweet 16 birthday party. Alabama investigators announced Wednesday it's Lexi's 16th birthday party, Sweet 16. Tallapooza County District Attorney Mike Sesgret said this: "There's uncut cake and unburned 16 candles that never got lit." Lexi's brother was one of the victims. On her 16th birthday party, she knelt by her brother as he took his last breath. Segrest goes on to say, We're going to make sure every one of those victims has justice, not just the deceased. We'll be right back with your sports and weather after a word from our sponsors.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mr. Sippy Beverages. Mr. Sippy Beverages provides water, water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mr. Sippy Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mr. Sippy Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online.
Beginning Sunday, 4:16 at noon, is a new show on Southern Miss Radio. It's called Don Rodney Radio's Rhythm and Blues Show. Hi, I'm Don Rodney Radio Vaughn, an alumnus of the University of Southern Mississippi, where I earned a PhD in mass communication. You'll hear great R&B artists and learn about them on DRR's R&B show every Sunday from noon until 2, starting April 16th on Southern Miss Radio. It's going to be a thrill.
Welcome back to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. Now on to your sports. Lady Eagle basketball completes coaching staff. Southern Miss women's basketball head coach Jolie Lee McNails completes her coaching staff with 2 additions for the 2023-2024 season. Jessica Barber, a former associate head coach at ULM, arrives in Hattiesburg after 3 years in Monroe, Louisiana, and takes over at the Lady Eagles recruiting coordinator in addition to her assistant coaching duties. Barbara Ferris joined Southern Miss after 3 years at Stetson, overseeing the Hatters front court development. In 2021-2022, Hatters finished 20-12 and advanced to the Austin Tournament semifinals. Slade Wilkes named Sun Belt Conference Player of the Week. Southern Miss junior designated hitter Slade Wilkes was named the Sun Belt Conference Player of the Week Tuesday for his play in the James Madison Series for the Golden Eagles. Wilkes hit safely into the last 2 James Madison games, getting a pair of hits in each game. To keep up with all the Golden Eagles sports activities, head on over to southernmiss.com. Now on to your weather. We've been right on the edge of noticeable fog for the last few days, but this morning skipped all that and went straight for an area-wide dense fog. Advisories have been issued and will linger until around 9 a.m. because things will begin to break up and clear. That will eventually lead us to another nice afternoon, but be aware that the fog for your morning commute. It is some of the thickest encountered in the area. Once it lifts, though, we'll see nothing but sun in the sky for the rest of the day, with a slightly warmer high than yesterday, near 85. Unfortunately, it won't be nothing but sun in the sky for the rest of the week. In fact, essentially, as soon as we head past midnight into Friday morning, skies will go from largely clear to mostly cloudy quickly. It's basically be cloudy from midnight to midnight, but rain won't last the entire day, only about half of it. Right now, it looks like the rain could start at about 8 a.m. at the earliest, but I'd expect most of our rain to come in between 12 p.m. and 10 p.m. Thunderstorms are possible, and while severe weather isn't expected, we will have at least a level 1 risk of severe weather. It doesn't look concerning, but we're moving into the time of the year where our part of the world could see almost any thunderstorm that develops overachieve under the right circumstances. Up next, we have Bernard Tessman recalling designing the Stennis Space Center. Check it out.
This is Mississippi Moments, produced by the Center for Oral History and Cultural Heritage at the University of Southern Mississippi and supported by the Mississippi Humanities Council. I'm Bill Ellison. When the decision was made to build a rocket test facility in Hancock County, Bernard Tessman led the design team. He recalls the swampy conditions of the Pearl River Basin.
We made some trips through the Pearl River by boat, with the district engineers. It's the first time to the site, and I was shocked. It was a wilderness because you couldn't walk, Everywhere was water and mud. I was assigned to be a leadman, or they called me the chairman of the working group. In this working group, I had architects who were very familiar with substructures and superstructures, and also some expert in the area of control and instrumentation, and many, many other areas when we planned our laboratory next to the headquarter building. The Corps of Engineers, under the leadership of General Marshall at this time, they did a tremendous job for us. They had to see that everything came up to drawings and specifications. Otherwise, they would come and cry to us, and we would have to see how we could change it.
To hear more, visit MississippiMoments.org or just like us on Facebook. Mississippi Moments is supported by the Mississippi Humanities Council. The humanities are for everyone.
That was Bernard Tessman recalling designing the Stennis Space Center. Coming up, we've got a special guest that you don't want to miss.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mr. Sippy Beverages. Mr. Sippy Beverages provides water, water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mr. Sippy Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mr. Sippy Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online.
Are you in a hurry? Well, I am. But as a paralyzed veteran, I had to overcome incredible challenges just to regain my independence and return to work. Finding a parking space shouldn't be one of them. Illegally parking in spaces reserved for people with disabilities is not only wrong, it's against the law. So please, think twice before pulling into a reserved parking spot. Even if it's just for a minute, it's 60 seconds too long. This has been a public service announcement from United Spinal Association.
Welcome back to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. Now, please give a warm Golden Eagle welcome to Santrell Williams and the head of JB Boxing. How are both of you doing? I'm sorry.
Good, real good, man.
Yeah, we doing good, feeling good. Got a workout in.
That's
got
great.
some good training in. We feel great today.
That's great. That's great. And for you, Santrell, for anyone that doesn't know you, even though that we've talked a little bit last time, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so right now I'm just an up-and-coming amateur boxer, having fun, enjoying life, learning lessons. Right now I'm raising a 1-year-old. I got a son. It's life has just been good, man.
Yeah.
God's been blessing me in every aspect. I'm able to look at things, I'm able to sit back, look at things from a different view and just move accordingly. So I've been blessed, man.
Yeah, well, I'm extremely happy for you. And I do understand that you've been training with Joshua Brown for about 3 years. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, it has not been easy. There's been a lot of ups and downs, and a lot of days we wanted to stop, quit, turn our backs on it, but we kept going. I remember from day one, he thought, I came up to him, he thought I wasn't for real. He was like, oh, this kid just gonna come, he won't come back. Yeah. And I came back every day. I threw up and came back every day. Yeah, but, as the time went by, as the years went by, there were times that we had to stop, take little breaks here and there, but each time we did, we came back more focused, more determined. And right now, we on a pace that I don't think we can be knocked off.
Right.
Yeah.
That's absolutely amazing and inspirational for everyone that's actually either wanting to build their fitness career or being able to take this path that you're going down. And with that, we do see that these two trophies are here. Last month, you won the National Golden Gloves match. Can you tell us about that moment and what that meant for you?
Yeah, that moment meant a lot. I trained like it was going to be my last fight.
Yeah.
It was mornings. We were up 4:30 in the morning, running miles and running sprints, and those were the times you want to stop, you want to quit. Like, why am I doing this? Like, what's the point in all this?
Right.
And thankfully, I have my coach here behind me. He keeps me motivated. Keeps me focused. Lets me know, we can do this. It's definitely possible.
All right.
And winning that fight, it took us to another level. It wasn't a long fight. I didn't really get to showcase a lot of my skills, but it's another win, and we're not stopping there. So that felt really good, and I'm able to say I'm a Golden Gloves winner.
Yeah, I know that I was doing a little bit of research about that and the history behind it, and being able to call yourself a Golden Gloves winner must mean the world. It must be elated to have this trophy. For anyone that's completely just listening and not seeing, we have two trophies here, one for the Mississippi Golden Gloves for March 25th at Purvis, Mississippi, and also a winner for the Pearl Boxing Club, March March Badness, sorry, too. So can you tell us about not only the moment for the Golden Globes, which you already talked about a little bit, but this Pearl Boxing Club? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, that was another exhibition. That was actually my first fight back after a year from my first fight. So, you know, that one, it meant a lot as well, because it's like, you know, hey, we took all this time, we sat back, we planned everything out, now let's put it into action, and that's exactly what we did.
Right.
And just seeing that, again, seeing it come into motion, it felt so good, man.
Right.
It felt too good. So, like, we definitely want to build off that, keep going. And, again, I just don't see anything knocking us off this pivot here.
Yeah. Well, I love that energy, and I know that everyone that's listening that even like heard like snippets of you talking and being able to hear about that passion that you have about being able to drive for I'm fighting for me.
Right.
And
right.
I know that people took that message back, and that's amazing. And I do understand that you're going to be fighting again next month. What's going through your head right now?
Right now, so I'm getting out of my lazy mode. We took a little break. And even though I say lazy mode, my lazy days will be considered a lot to most, because, I still wake up and train every morning. You know, I go work, and it's definitely, I'm not sitting on my butt. So.
Yeah.
But, for this fight coming up next month, we're definitely going to lock in. Going to drop a little weight off me. You know, going to get stronger, faster. Just lock in and, you know, see what things I need to work on.
All right.
And we definitely can plan on winning that and moving on to the next one.
Well, I completely love that. And I also know that you mentioned earlier about you raising your 1-year-old son. Can you tell us about what it's like being both a fighter and a father?
It's amazing because they tie into each other, which I never thought about. But the discipline that boxing has showed me allows me to, you know, relay that to my son in a way that he understands.
Right.
You know, he loves the gym just as much as I do.
Right.
So again, just being able to see him grow, seeing him love this like this, seeing him want to be like me, it's amazing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, that's amazing. Can you give us his name? If
Yeah,
that's
his
okay?
name is Noah.
Noah.
Yeah, well, hopefully we'll hear about him one day in the
Yeah, I
movie.
hope it. That would be an amazing little connection. But I do know that even though there are extreme highs in this point of being able to succeed as much as you're doing, that there are those low points. So whenever you did encounter that loss for that first fight you had, can you tell us what went through your head after that fight, and then what pushed you forward to go on to win the Golden Glove?
Yeah, after that first one, and that was tough. No one likes losing.
Yeah.
Especially when you go through so much, like the pain, sweat, and tears. You know, you want to see that pay off. You want to see that win.
Yeah.
But you know, I needed that. It humbled me. I was too excited.
Yeah.
You know, I was just ready to, you know, start. But you know, it made me sit back and realize, you know, boxing is real.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to win, you got to be in control of it.
Yeah.
So, you know, I really just tuned in my mind and my body and put both feet into boxing.
Yeah.
And it took me to another level. So, yeah, that's how that loss, it hurt, but
Yeah.
I needed it. So I learned definitely from it.
All right. I completely love that, and I completely love how you brought up just a second ago about how you put both your mind and body into this, because I think a lot of people take boxing as like this big brute wearing like these red gloves and they're just swinging blindly at things, and the way that you did put your mind into this fight. Whenever you go into training, is there anything that you think of or any like memory that comes to your mind each punch that you give into the bag?
Yeah, like the times that when I couldn't do it, you know,
Yeah.
when or it was too hard for me, or I was like, you know, I always doubted myself.
Yeah.
You know, it's like anything anyone else can do, I can do.
Yeah.
And I can do it better if I put my mind to it.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what I did in the gym every day, twice a day. Going home, still in the gym.
Yeah.
I'm going to sleep, still in the gym. You know, it's just I made it a lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know, and now I love it so much. So now it's I don't even think about it. It's a habit.
Yeah.
You know, I can get up and run and go about my day.
Yeah. Well, I love that heart and that passion that you put into your fights, and you put into clearly everything you do, and I'm sure that your son already sees that at such a young age. And for you to be able to coach him and be able to guide him and see all this progress being made, seeing the ups and seeing the downs, how does that feel for you?
It actually feels good. It took a lot of patience. I have to be just as dedicated as he is. Sometimes I try to be more dedicated than he is.
Yeah.
You just have to believe, and it's something that I tell him, it's something that you just have to believe that you can win. You have to believe and know in your heart that you're a winner. And you have to make your daily deposits every day. I tell him all the time, no matter what's going on, like with our personal lives, because there's a lot of challenges and it get hard. When you get in the gym, you gotta put that out and lock in.
Yeah.
You gotta focus, you gotta work on your craft, because if you don't make the deposits, nothing gonna pay off. It's inevitable for God not to honor hard work.
Right.
So you gotta keep working. If you work hard, you're gonna win. It's going to pay off. But I've watched him face a whole lot of challenges, personal challenges. I watched him face challenges in the gym, and some of the things that I watched him face, I don't think, like if it was me in the situation, I don't know if I can handle it like he could. But he still, some type of way, pulled the champion. Like the champion woke up in him and he separated what he was going through, and he still got the job done. So I respect him. And that's why when he win and everybody be excited and they cheer for him, be like, man, y'all don't even know what he went through. Y'all don't know. Like, I wanted to stop for him. I wanted to say, I don't want to train today. I want to go in the corner and just deal with my challenges. But nah, he still come in. He still do what he supposed to do and get the job done. So, man, I'm proud of him. I haven't gotten a chance to just really express it, but I'm really proud of him. It's been a long 3 years, but the world haven't really gotten a chance to really witness his greatness yet. I know what he can do, but the outside haven't saw it yet. Like, when he fight, he been stopping guys, so he doesn't get a chance to warm up. And there's some crazy things that happen before we always enter the ring. You want to tell him? Tell them what be happening.
So before every fight, I never get to warm up.
Yeah.
I don't have my gear on. You know, they skip fights and, you know, we're just not ready. I don't get to stretch or anything. I just have to go straight in.
Wow.
So, yeah, again, the last fight, we were able to stretch. I were able to lock in, and it ended so early. So, so it was kind of wild to us, but, you know, we adapt. We adapt. We take what was given to us and make the best of it.
I love this entire conversation. It's great having you both on here again. But I love that you keep pushing for this, keep fighting and keep going and keep pushing, even though you think that you're backed into a corner and you think that all the odds are against you. The only thing you can do is keep swinging.
Yes,
and that's beautiful, and I mean it shows with all this and with this next fight coming up. Is there anything else that you would like to share, either for the Eagles or for your son, if he was listening?
One thing I definitely want to say is, like, if there's times you feel like giving up, just don't. Don't do it, because you'll thank yourself later. You know, there's been plenty of times that I wanted to stop doing this. There's no reason for me to. You know, no one asked me to. No one's pressuring me. It's just something that I want to do, and, you know, I'm making the best out of it. You know, put God behind you, no one can stop you too.
Thank you. Thank you, genuinely. Thank you both for coming on today, for providing a voice for Eagles, and thank you for continuously being this beacon of courage and this beacon of excellence in this fight. And thank you for guiding him and guiding anyone that wants to take that journey along.
Yes, sir.
Coming up, we've got Simeon Gates and Abigail Troth reporting on the controversy surrounding a USM provost candidate. Check it out.
Graduate students at USM have been raising the alarm about provost candidate Dr. Lance Nail. and his misconduct at a previous job. SM2 spoke to one of them, John Tobin, along with English professor Dr. Nicole Jordan. Here's what you need to know.
Before he was a provost candidate, Dr. Lance Nail was a dean and professor at Texas Tech University's College of Business. In 2016, Title IX investigated Nail's colleague, Dr. Franco Parisi. They revealed that Nail enabled Parisi's misconduct. Parisi once drank in an academic building with a female staffer. When she passed out from intoxication, he abandoned her. After this incident, Nail did not let Parisi return the next year. Nail still let Parisi attend a leadership trip to Chile, where he was inappropriate with students. Before this, a faculty committee discovered that Nail changed 4 students' grades behind their professor's back. This led to his resignation. The USM concerned grad students have been raising the alarm about Nail's candidacy. English PhD student John Tobin got to the heart of the issue.
Students want to feel safe on their campus, and they want to feel like their academic and scholarly responsibilities are respected. And so when you have a candidate where it's unclear what their stance is or what they represent, then that calls into question our integrity as well.
Nail has defended himself. He said the Title IX investigation was full of inaccuracies and that the grade changes were because of unfair grading. Faculty members like Dr. Nicole Jordan still have their doubts about him.
I think he needs to prepare for what I think should be a rigorous interview process. I think it's really important that the campus community attend the listening sessions because of the concerns about his record at Texas Tech.
Nail will visit USM for 2 open forum sessions on April 18th. The concerned grad students will lead a protest against him at the same time. As of this recording, a petition to prevent Dr. Nail from being hired has reached over 700 signatures. Simeon Gates, SM2 News.
USM students are gathered behind me to protest potential candidate for the provost, Dr. Lance Nail, who has become a recent figure of controversy for USM.
Nail has been receiving significant flack from students of the university for his problematic past, which involves a history of ignoring sexual harassment and academic dishonesty. Students gathered at Shoemaker Square to oppose Nail's provost candidacy, raising signs and chanting to state their opinions on what they think USM should do to Nail. Graduate student Emily Goldsmith, who helped to organize the protest, expressed concerns about Nail's selection as a finalist and believes that students deserve a provost that will listen to the student body and meet their needs first.
We know a little bit about these candidates, and that's how finding out some of the stuff in Lance Nail's past was really concerning for us because the provost has so much power.
Many students on campus feel that USM is not doing enough research into the past of the people they seek to hire in major positions.
Y'all need to start using your voices. Let USM know this kind of behavior, this kind of nonchalance, oh, we recommend this guy for this role. You need to look at it.
Students made their way to Nail's forum to question his policies and what he would have to say about his past controversies, though many students still express their concerns with Nail for USM's provost. Abigail Troth, SM2 News.
Thank you, Simeon Gates and Abigail Troth, and thank you for listening to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. Huge thanks to Shania Williams, our audio engineer, and Devontae Anthony, our video producer, for keeping this bird flying. Big shout out to our assistant manager, Kelsey Bolton, as well as our assistant producer, Jalen Pagan, as well as our executive producer, Miss Whitney Howard, and our GM, Dr. Wilbur Martin. I'm your Thursday show host, Skylar Angus Barker. Stay golden, Eagles.
Sponsorship comes from Southern Beverage, your local Michelob Ultra